So this isn't a video I normally do, but I just feel like I need to talk about it, and that's what's happening in England right now. The Brexit situation, we're still currently in the Brexit deal where we're currently arguing with the EU as we slowly withdraw from the European Union, and there's been a lot of debate of whether it was a good idea or a bad idea to leave the European Union. And and it's like, I think it was a good idea because, like, originally it was just for trade routes, then the EU started enforcing their own rules, which means we had to adopt open doors policies, which led to immigration problems, which led to the overall degradation of society. Now, Spyro, you might be saying to me, why are you talking to me about things that you are probably getting wrong because you don't actually really know your own politics and you're kind of spitting bullshit? And that's coming from, like, the far left side or the far right, I don't know which side. But you see, when two sides disagree and they have a debate about something as big as country economics, whether it's a good idea or a bad idea to leave something, just like whether it's a good idea to build an immigration wall or a bad idea to do it, we call that a debate and we call that politics, right? And I'm just saying that, but we have to keep in mind that Ubisoft definitely does not have a political agenda, nor do their games have anything political about them. So when I talk to you about Brexit and how it was potentially a really bad idea to leave because it's absolutely destroyed the English economy, well, I'm just saying that. I am not being political, because Brexit is not a political thing. Just like Black Lives Matter. When you see the fact that a video game company is using Black Lives Matter iconography as the fists, and they're saying that it's a terrorist regime, and they're literally called, I think the Latin word for black, Umbra, and we're going to have the military come and shoot them all. That's just statements of video games, and there's definitely nothing political about it. So if I said to you, well, I kind of think the black people just kind of say, oh, well, we don't care about the cause anymore, we're just doing it to burn stuff down, that is definitely not a political stance. Because these games, and by in turn, the things that these games are mimicking, are not political. All this is fucking sarcasm, Ubisoft. Because you're a fucking stupid twat. You see, Ubisoft likes to walk it back. Oh, and by the way, that Black Lives Matter thing, everybody was right. Here's the article on screen. They walked it back. The second that they put the black fists raising into the air as the iconography, they walked that shit back.
And hey, Ubisoft apologised for using the raised fist and promised to patch out that one bit, so we're all good, right?
Imagery that appeared in the opening video sequence of Tom Clancy's Elite Squad featuring a raised fist was insensitive and harmful in both its inclusion and how it was portrayed. We have listened to and appreciate the players and the broader community who have pointed it out, and we apologise.
They knew what was going to happen, just like they knew what was going to happen with The Division 2 about gun control in America, just like they knew what was going to happen with Watch Dogs Legion, a Brexit simulator, because it's Brexit. You can't look around it. England has withdrawn from a union. Don't say it's the European Union, but they have been removed from a union, and there is a dictatorship to keep all of the British people in line. Definitely not political. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted an opportunity to bag on Ubisoft, and as you can see, keep reminding everybody that Ubisoft are a bunch of rapists that hide rapists and protect rapists. Like this man, Sergio Haskowitz, or Haskaway, or Sergey, whatever the fuck his name is. Cunt is the appropriate terminology, but cunt who raped a person on company property in company hours and drugged another person in company property in company hours. And the CEO, Yves Guillemot, has puppy dog eyes. It's like, I didn't know that all of my CFOs, all of the people that are my number twos and my right-hand men were abusing people, even though you literally hired the human resources people to move the rapists and the abusers around so that you wouldn't get caught. But then you got caught and now you're acting like an idiot because you clearly knew. And again, if you didn't, let's just pretend you didn't, Yves Guillemot. If you didn't know, that makes you probably even more incompetent than Bobby Kotick and Android Wilson. Because they are fuckheads, and they know what they're doing. Bobby Kotick knows that he is paying his staff slave wage to the point where they can't even afford the meals in Activision's own cafeteria. Bobby Kotick knows he's the devil, and he doesn't shy away from being the devil. So either you did know, and you're just as bad as them, or you didn't know, which makes you more incompetent than Bobby Kotick. And if that's the case, why did you not retire 20 fucking years ago, you crazy old man? But you did know. You did know. And even after all of this came out, even after all these people got accused and proven guilty of rape, drug abuse, abuse in general, etc., etc., you didn't reprimand them, you didn't fire them, you didn't punish them in any way. They were not brought to justice. They got to retire. They got to walk away from the company with company retirement bonuses. Like Sergei Haskaway got to walk away squeaky clean with all of that retirement money despite being a rapist and a person that drugged somebody in company property, in company hours. So why did you do that, Yves Guillemot? You were above him. You had the chance to not only fire that man, but take away all of his retirement bonuses, all of his stock that he has in your company that he still has. You had the chance to take that away, yet you let a rapist walk away clean. Now Spyro, why are you bringing all this up for Ubisoft? This is a video game. Well, I'm just saying, you know, when you look at your apolitical Brexit simulator and this was made via people being raped, was it worth your apolitical Brexit simulator if developers were crunched into oblivion, physically abused and potentially even drugged? Was it worth it? Did you have fun with your game by a company that has willingly raped people and willingly drugged people on company property in company hours? Was it worth it? Also, it's a $60 game with microtransactions, so good job there, Ubisoft. Good job. Just another feather in your cap. You know, I actually was looking forward to one of your games this year, which was that Phoenix Rising. Then I saw that Nintendo thing. Look at all them fucking currencies. Look at how many fucking currencies there are. Why is there not two, Ubisoft? Why is there not gold and fucking crystals? And even then, we know that you turn the crystals into microtransactions, but look at all those fucking different materials, all those different currencies, and we know that the monetization's coming. We know it's fucking coming. You are a fucking terrible company. Terrible. And you know, hey, don't worry, on the 10th of November, Assassin's Creed Valhalla comes out with all of its time savers and XP boosters. Oh, I can't wait! Because then I get to do this again. And I get to keep reminding you, Ubisoft, what fucking scum you are. And I will keep reminding you, Ubisoft, what fucking scum you are. Until you actually fix all the problems that you have caused. Like not letting actual rapists walk away with no consequences. Yves Guillemot. You let Sergei Haskaway walk away. You let all the other people walk away. And that has led to actual reputable people like the creator of Rayman, Michel Ancel, quitting because that shit's getting too hot and he really doesn't want to be associated with you anymore. But I mean, who can blame him considering the last console game that you actually acknowledged him in was Rayman Legends that was like 7 years ago, but you can't turn Rayman into a live service. You can't just do what fucking Activision, and I can't believe I'm about to fucking bat for Activision, Jesus fucking Christ, but you can't do what Activision did with the Reignited trilogy or the Insane trilogy. You can't just make a game and sell a game. You know, you could make a Rayman game, right? You could actually make a Rayman game and sell a Rayman game, and it would fucking sell like hotcakes. But because you can't monetize Rayman, you are so fucking against making a Rayman game just because you can't monetize Rayman. And that is why the creator of Rayman has just walked away, because you don't give a shit about Michel Ancel anymore. You don't give a shit about him, nor do you give a shit about his character Rayman. You just said, nah, we can't monetize that, go fuck yourself. So he's like, okay, I'll go fuck myself. And then fans have created the Rayman Redemption mod, or Rayman Remastered, whatever the fuck it's called, where they remade the first one from the ground up with all the missing content, and everybody's emulating that and playing that like shit, because it's actually a better game than you can ever make, Ubisoft. It's a better game than you can ever make. Well, at least now. You know, back when you made Rayman 2, The Great Escape, maybe, but nowadays, it's a far better game than you can ever hope to fucking make. Because it's just a game that you can play and enjoy, and not a live service with time savers and XP boosters and all the other shite. Oh, and just as an extra point on the Michel Ancel thing, he was also directing Beyond Good and Evil 2. You know that game that you teased like fucking 4 years ago? Where you're like, ooh, Beyond Good and Evil 2, and everybody's like, Beyond Good and Evil 2, and everybody was like, oh my god, I can't wait for Beyond Good and Evil 2, because it's just going to be like the first one. Then you said it was going to be a live service, and then everybody got pissed at you, and oh look, we haven't heard anything about Beyond Good and Evil 2 in several fucking years, and the guy that was directing Beyond Good and Evil 2, because you didn't give a shit about his character of Rayman, has just walked the fuck away, leaving Beyond Good and Evil 2, God knows where. I wouldn't be surprised if we get to the end of the year, the Game Awards, and Jeff Keighley has to stand there and say, so we were gonna have a trailer for Beyond Good and Evil 2, but Ubisoft's cancelled it because they're a bunch of rapists. I won't be surprised. I mean, he won't say that you're a bunch of rapists, because, you know, Jeff Keighley isn't as open. You know, he will phrase it a lot nicer, because he obviously needs to be nice to the game industry to a degree. He'll probably say something like, oh well, you know, we were going to show Beyond Good and Evil 2, but Ubisoft has cancelled it due to them having complicated issues to work out, when really he should just say they cancelled it because they're a bunch of rapists. So, you know, that's you, Ubisoft. Just wanted to make that, because it's fun to bag on Ubisoft, and it's fun to never let Ubisoft forget that they have protected a rapist and let him walk away clean. Well, several rapists, in fact, but you know. Oh, and yeah, and also that Ubisoft says they're not political, using Brexit and gun control and Black Lives Matter iconography, and then it gets really political, and then they have to walk that statement back. Because remember, this is not the first time that they walked the statement back. The Division 2 came out like 5 years ago, and they walked that shit back. They walked that shit back hard, because Ubisoft are cowards that have no backbone. But yeah, I just wanted to make a video on Ubisoft, and when we get Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and we see that microtransaction page, I'll make the same video again, with this nice big text saying that Ubisoft protects abusers, and this picture of cunt who raped people, just to make sure that Ubisoft understands that they're not gonna get away with it, because they think they got away with it. Just like when J. Allen Brack said, oh, we failed at a tough Hearthstone moment, and most of the gaming fucking presses like Kotaku said, he apologised. He didn't apologise for shit. He didn't say what it was, when he should have just said it was about Hong Kong, and he didn't say who it happened to, which was Blitz Chung. And, you know, with that, it's not an active choice. You know, you can put the toothpaste back in the tube. every day, and I think the ban's actually nearly over. It's been about a year at this point. But you know, every day that you banned Blitzchung was a conscious, active decision to keep banning him. You could have just snapped your fingers at any time and stopped. But you know, that's that. So yeah, that's Brexit Simulator. I just wanted to show you Brexit Simulator. Do you like? But don't worry though, Spyro, stop talking about how the sausage is made, because Granny gets to taser man. Granny is hacker though. Haha! Laugh at meme. Granny is hacker. Haha. So yeah, I'll see you in the Bug Fables review, which might have come out first, but we'll see which way round it goes.